We got a book, Kim. We got a book. Maybe this book will tell us something important. Let's have a look at the book. This thing, The Greatest Innocence, it's probably about Dolores Day. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocence. It's written by one João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego, a masked fascist who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocents is the coolest in the world.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de
Crack it
Fuego.
open.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned.
Huh?
This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Okay.
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
Yeah, Dolores Day?
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern. She was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps?
A wife, maybe.
Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
What?
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans.
What?
That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
That's so? Alright, go on, give me all the hints you
A
got.
pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Such exams allow the teacher to assess how thoroughly the students have retained the material at hand. Voila. Now blast that first innocence. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
Dolores Day. Dolores.
Dolores Day, but... Okay, let's check. Solar.
Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified model of history. She is often called an anti-innocence.
Okay.
Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn-of-the-century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again?
The Pericarnassian.
Correct. Nothing much
Okay.
is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Arum.
The gold standard.
As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Sure, Dolores Day, probably.
Incorrect again.
What?
While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the innocentic system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind. She is not often considered the strongest, even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again? Please, relax.
Sure, try again. I trust you've got my back.
An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world, a literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme rule over the Occident or the known world in general, at least the parts that matter.
But what matters? So interesting. I thought you'd give me the answer.
I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities.
What?
Did this help?
So it's a predetermined fate. It did not help.
Damn. Dolores.
Dolores. Franco Negro the First?
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation.
The concept of the nation. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Franco Negro was the first.
Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical information.
I could use a hint. I can...
Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members.
Sighing.
There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
Dolores.
No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true.
Stepan the Despicable?
Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erno Pasternak. Would you try again?
Okay, Pasternak.
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind. I've got it. Honest.
Okay, are you sure this time I'll bite in?
Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco Negro.
Absolutely certain.
0 doubts.
But it's Dolores Day.
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow and more beautiful.
She seems like a machine.
Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
Thinks it's so smart, Goddard.
Okay.
The lieutenant stares at you, his visage unflinching.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
Oh, you're back. I've missed you. We'll try this
Browsing
again.
through the book, your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Yes.
It seems rather unfair to try again after you already know the answers. But sure, if this makes you feel better, here we go again. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
It was the Periconacian.
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was as the first innocence. He declared that there should be more of those like him. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You,
It was Franco
anybody.
Negro.
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism. He codified hereditary rule.
I know
Franco
it.
Negro. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Got it under control. No
It
problem.
was Pasternak.
Solid. Correct. There have been a number
Yeah,
of
we're so
counter
good.
or false innocences. Some assumed to have innocentic. The most famous and final
We know that
stretch.
already.
You've come so far
I just
and
wanted an
learned
A.
so much. This is the most important one. I've got it. Honest.
Dolores Day.
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence. A most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to congratulations on finishing
And
the
what do we
test.
get?
An A. All correct. Impressive. Oddly so. You really navigated some treacherous waters here. Well done.
I got you this time. Not so smart anymore, are
The
you?
lieutenant is doing his best to ignore your behavior. Yeah, sure. It's so much easier once you know the answers, right?
That's how learning works. Ha, the greatest innocence. That was great. Now let's see what we've learned.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
And we get 1 XP for every orb clicked. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. That seems really helpful. That's a change. What are we going to learn next? We'll see, we'll see. We have something to talk with Joyce. What a joy that is. What a joy. And we also want to send Kim away, and then we'll go out on our own. On our own. And maybe, you know, just maybe, can then speak to Klaasje in peace. We must hurry, though. The night is not long enough for this. Where were we going? This way. This way. The dark is too dark. The snow has come again, Kim. Let's hope I don't break through one of these. A pretty deep slope. Ah, yeah, it's night. Maybe now?
The trap is full of locusts, but they poor thing.
The poor thing. Wait. I can see all of that now. Need to go back to the fishing village. Here we go. Here we come.
It's getting late and it's snowing. Time to call it a day.
Good
night,
night,
Kim.
officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Except that we're not. Except that we're not. Time to go out. There's only one real chance to do this, right? Yeah, of course we could ask Klaasje, but this is much more adventurous.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Maybe we could be a little more suggestive. We'll see how that works. The naval coat. Oh, how suggestive we are now. We'll dress up for the occasion, you know. Is there anything that hurts our suggestion? Not really. Aye, Captain! This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
We need to go on a date, you know.
Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
I want to be close to you, and there's but one way to intimacy. Let's celebrate the ghoul. I think she was like more poetic. I like you, but I'm afraid to be around you because you're a woman.
Okay. Where's this going?
I need to be drunk. You do too. Please get drunk with me on a drunk date.
Absurdly and pointedly phrased. You can be quite funny, officer. Anyway, what did you want?
She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to pull it off right now. Try again later.
Yeah, okay. All right. That wasn't the best of tries, I guess. It's time to get something great going again. The commander's jacket. And I guess we'll speak to Klaasje now. Okay, that didn't work. It rather hurt. We needed to get out here, right? Yes, this is the right path. Navigate back to the whirling in rags. Find out what Klaasje has to say, maybe. Oh, wait. That is where the magic happens, right? Wow. I'm sorry. All that half-life gathered here again. Kim's already sleeping. The good man. Resting his myopic eyes on some damp pillow. The whirling in rags. Hey, Klaasje. How about we go on a drunk date? Are you in here? No. Okay, you're smoking again. I get it. Far away, there's some anodic dance music. The new disco? Or are you gone now? Hey, hey.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
No, that Kim isn't here. Let's talk about Sunday night.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
It's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium.
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
Did you hear something Sunday night from my room?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Disco music. Did I have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
You mentioned loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
She arched her eyebrow, waiting for it to connect with you.
Oh, that? Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
Ostentatious orchestrations.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Then, doesn't life get hard because we go on?
Yeah, we go on, all right.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing. Like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it.
What was I singing?
That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
When you say wounded, do you mean like in a cool way, like a wild beast?
Yes, it was very cool.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it.
And what happened then?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted?
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room.
Where do you know that sound from? She takes a sip of her coffee and smiles.
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Thank you.
No problem, sir.
She feeds herself another cigarette. Let's return to this later. Huh. Maybe there are some more things we can do when we are alone. Going on a date didn't belong to that apparently, but maybe we could talk to these people that belong to our watch, to our organization, without Kim stepping in. But would that be good even? Let's get down here. And there's this feeling that Kim seems to be a part of us, right? Oh, they're gone. Look at that. They are gone. Gone and out, away. What are you still
Hi
doing
again, gendarme.
here?
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Anything new from you, man?
The Copper-nado is back.
The
What do
Copper-nado.
you want?
Nothing. Okay. Okay. We'll just check. There's one thing. There is one thing down there. That we wanted to do. Let's maybe it's already molten. It's probably not, but who knows? Time has passed.
This orange machine is dead still.
Ah, well. The question is, will we find Ruby at night? And how will the drunks be at night, right? We could intermingle. We could have some fun. Let's hurry back. Is that here even? The blue is so beautiful at night. It's really night now, right? We'll just check you another time.
The trap is full of locusts. Poor thing.
The poor locusts. Is there someone in here at night? Maybe Ruby. No, it's just a freaking red chair. The red chair.